Hey, Evers here,
And Mish.
and we're ready to take you guys deep in the land, down under, out here on this beautiful afternoon on another video. Today, subconscious versus conscious. One thing when I started to become more conscious, and part of obviously my ascension journey, was starting to become more aware of what is actually going on upstairs. One of those things that you start to become aware of, and on obviously this consciousness, is how the mind is actually working. We have many habits, behaviors, other sort of like attitudes, I guess, and mindsets that we sort of bring along the journey that we really don't or aren't aware of. When I started to look at obviously how the mind is working, one of the things that I learned when I started to listen to guys and read a lot of stuff about certain sort of neuroscientists, but also psychologists from back in the day, Carl Jung, and particularly Sigmund Freud, where a lot of this knowledge was based upon, was that there was an underlying program that was actually facilitating or creating my reality. That program, or that underlying program, is that subconscious mind. You have your subconscious mind, to keep it basic, and that conscious mind. What is the subconscious mind, you might ask? Subconscious mind is actually 95% of the program. What's going on here right now is only 5% your conscious mind. Carl Jung said it best in one of his quotes when he said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will control your life and you will call it fate." Now, what do you feel about that, Mish?
Well, I feel like it's pretty common. Most of us walking around every day, we're in our subconscious minds. We're just following the programs that we've always known, things we've always done, places we've always gone, people we've always talked to. And we do ever stop to think, what is in control of my life? Is there fate? Is there destiny? Or do I have a say, a choice in what is going to happen next?
We do have a choice. So one of those things, obviously, about the choices we make, it needs to be really embedded and going in deep in these subconscious minds. But if we can actually look at how this conscious and that subconscious mind works, that left brain, or that conscious mind, is a very analytical mind. It works with words, it works with language, it's very analytical. It sees things more objectively and sees things more in parts, as opposed to that subconscious mind, which is the more intuitive, more fluid, more random, but more subjective mind that works more in visual and also imagery, symbols. So I think that's a nice little clue where we can get started if there are certain things in our life that aren't serving us.
It is. It's all about experiencing the reality that serves you, that serves that calling inside of you. We all have it. We all have these deeper passions, these urges, these desires to experience things in life. And you have to ask yourself, if you're not experiencing them, why not?
So without obviously playing victim to obviously the environment, something external to self, and letting some of these subconscious habitual programs play over and over without our awareness, I would say our first solution would have to definitely be to become more aware of some of these programs. Now, when we start to understand and go deeper within the subconscious program, a lot of this program is actually happening between the ages of 1 and 7. So this is going back to when you were a child. How can we do this? Through meditation. Now, when we talk meditation, this is going within to become more aware of some of those thoughts that obviously surface that aren't serving. Number 2, Mish?
So number 2, imagery. So what are you looking at? What are you allowing yourself to absorb through those eyes? Are you looking at things that are serving your desires, that are, you know, part of what you want to create in your life. So there are a few ways you can do this. Vision boards. Pinterest is one of my favorite, an online version of a vision board, so you can just pin all these different things that you like. And spend time each day looking at those pictures, putting them into your subconscious. So what is number 3?
Number 3, as I mentioned earlier in the video, one of those things, obviously programming the subconscious, is actually repetition. So definitely for Mish and I, and what's been successful in helping us on our journey, has been affirmations. Now I know I've mentioned that again, but it's this whole repetition. So if we were to think of an affirmation, for example, I am filled with love and abundance, and we repeated that over and over, straight away you're starting to reprogram that subconscious mind. You just got to think back to when we were in school. What happened when you got in trouble? You had to write lines. I am naughty, I am naughty, I am naughty, over and over again. What ends up happening? You think you're naughty. That repetition then becomes a habit. We then can start becoming the creators or co-creators that create a reality that is more serving to us and not actually plagued by just some habitual programs or patterns from back in our childhood. I'm going to leave you with a nice quote today by Thankyou, and the quote goes something like this: he who looks outside dreams, he who goes within awakes. Other than that, we out.
Peace.
Peace.